Alright, welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond Horizon, where we last time did the fourth layer of a Grim Garten. There was a side quest out here, something... Subjugation Pedestal. A request has been posted on the bulletin board. First domain bounty. The first domain's boss arena has been taken over by an enemy that's crazy loco. If you have some time to kill, could you re-clear the first domain? We're counting on your heroes. In short, it's like a wanted monster in the Grim Garten. Okay. But... is the floor at all changed?
Let's begin our adventure.
Good. Once you've cleared a floor, we can just port to the boss.
The last obstacle between us and victory. For speed's sake. Let's bring in our two big guys. Only one SCP, but that will be enough.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Looks like a tough customer. Go get him, everyone!
I owe you.
My thanks.
Now then.
We've got this in the bag!
Certain parts activated. Drive.
Ready to go! Activating skill!
Here.
Count on me! Please! Ahead!
There.
Do it to it!
Activating skill.
Ready to go!
Alright.
Pull out all the stops.
Prepare.
Ahead!
Got you. Keep through me. It's yours, Ren.
Zypher activate.
Ready to assist. Keep your focus at your will.
You do you, Van!
Time for a new look.
Get going, Van! Go, go, go!
Thanks.
It's a million!
My thanks.
Go full throttle! ZOC, activate!
Stay on guard.
I'll lend a hand!
Be gone! Eat this!
Boost gauge limiter unlocked!
Go at it full
Certain
force.
arts will activate it. Drive.
Ready to assist.
Alright. And
Easy does it.
Stay on
At your
guard.
will.
Spirit unification.
I'll exploit that.
There.
Do it to it.
Activating skill.
What to do? Don't burn. Too bad, so sad.
On your cue.
We've got this in the bag.
I'll pour you some tea.
We'll take that.
Go at it full force.
I'll lend a hand.
Here goes. Take this. Go.
Let's stay on the offensive.
We've got this in the bag.
Prepare.
Roar. 1, 2, 3. Slice.
Have some more.
Now I'm mad.
Let's stay on the offensive.
Go at it full force.
Don't burn. We'll take that.
Go at it full force.
Take this.
Strut your stuff, Schwarzer. Go all in on him.
COC activate.
Let's
Do
stay
it to it.
Nadia.
Sure.
Caught out. More to go.
Let's stay on the offensive.
Go all in on him.
Shark command. Activate.
Thanks,
A
pal.
My
million.
thanks.
We've got this in the bag.
Prepare.
Do it to it.
Nadia.
Sure thing.
Here. It's yours, Ren.
We've got this in the bag.
You got this.
Come, Pottermore. Would you mind?
Rock.
Nadia! Let's stay on the offensive.
Certain arts will be more potent.
Go at it full force.
It's
yours.
These are for you.
and who gets it? Done.
That's enough.
We've got this in the bag.
Prepare.
Do it to
Could
it.
be all.
Roar! 1, 2, 3! Slice!
Nice! Moving on up. I can't get complacent.
Obtained a magic booster from the slain target.
Looks like our work here is done.
Our reward's been deposited.
Whew, got through that somehow.
No hard feelings.
Good. I know it's expensive, but I want to use the bath.
Now this is the life.
Not bad at all.
So relaxing.
Nothing better.
Always nice to take a load off.
Are your plans decided?
The young conqueror of a dazzling city. Lagoon Khan, a name that none today would dare speak aloud. However, roughly 40 years ago in Calvert's province, Delamay, the city of Langport knew this name as one to exalt with honor and respect. The catalyst was an incident at Heilong Shengzai, a place not far from Langport, where septium had long been produced in an underground mine. After the Orbital Revolution, demand for septium skyrocketed, and Heiyue decided to take the initiative in modernizing Calvert. However, foul spirits known as Gui began to appear in the shadows of the giant concrete housing complexes, terrorizing the miners and their families. With transportation routes and shipping lanes being attacked, Heiyue sent Fang Shi, martial artists, and Zhang Shou to subdue the Gui. But the spirits decimated them so thoroughly that even Yin, the most famous figure in the underworld, was at a loss for what to do. Heiyue and its elders were in a state of distress and wondered if it was perhaps time to lean on the strength of the Republic. It was at this moment that a spirited and handsome young man stepped forth and proclaimed,
My name is Lagan Khan. Remember it from this day forth. Do not turn to outsiders to solve this plight. I and I alone will clear away the disaster that has befallen the dazzling city.
Perhaps from some small amount of Western blood in him, his resplendent hair was red as blood, ran ablaze and captured the hearts of all who saw him. Thus it was that a young man, with Heiyue and Yin at his back, drove out the Gui, running rampant around Langport. He even defeated the giant monstrosity that lurked in the eroded cave, thought to be the foul spirit's leader. The man's intense skill, overwhelming strength, and irresistible charisma captured the hearts and souls of all who met him. The people of Langport and Heilong Shengzai were convinced he was the second coming of a figure who had appeared to them in troubled times. They granted the young man a throne and the title of king, but his word would surpass the authority of mere mayors and governors.
All of Heiyue shall now know you by the prestigious name of Lagun Khan, the Conqueror, ruler of all, whose every command we shall follow, a great man to guide us, our mighty tyrant. I resolutely accept this mantle. As I am yet young, I will no doubt require much assistance. However, I have no intention of lingering on details and minutiae. Simply still your tongues and follow me! My lord!
Alright.
Basel Motor Pavilion.
No more dilly-dallying, folks. It's time to talk Salvatore Gotti's upcoming Perfect Driver Zero.
Leon?
Next month, we'll see the launch of our most anticipated film yet. And to fuel your adrenaline rush, Dread Power is introducing Maximum Energy. It is our absolute pleasure to announce this collaboration.
Wait, seriously? I thought those were just
It's
rumors.
the collab of the century!
Dude, that chick is totally packing!
It's me, Salvatore Gatti! Gentlemen of Basel, are you ready to turn up the heat? We're honored to partner with Dread Power for their exciting new energy drink. I've even been downing maximum energy between shoots. It's a sensory explosion, refreshing and revitalizing with every swig. Use it to top yourself off after a long day at work, school, or the road. It's even the perfect wingman in bed, if you know what I mean.
Say no more, director. Of course, just like the movie, this drink will surely rock your world. Even our lovely booth babe here can't get enough.
Leon, director. I'm gonna freaking kill you after this. Yoo-hoo!
I'll give that gaudy guy this. He knows how to put on one hell of a show. That display is so over the top it's making me nauseous. Also, I have a few choice words for whoever designed that risque outfit. An energy drink themed promotion for a motorsport Orb film, huh? Pop culture sure is something. I had the same thought when I first came here. Wait, haven't I seen those two somewhere before? What on earth are those two doing?
That salesman guy's pretty handsome, isn't he?
Give maximum energy a try.
Cutie patootie.
It really packs a bunch.
Here, you'll find the latest models from Calvert's 4 biggest manufacturers.
At the hotel? Sure, that was what. The elevator. Good evening, we're here to answer a bulletin board posting we saw. Would you happen to be Mr. Tao Ming from Webster? I am, but aren't you the group from Force Military Academy way over in the Empire? Then all that talk about you acting as proxies brings us through after all. Wait, so you put up a Force PG already knowing that? That's somewhat surprising. Well, to tell you the truth, I consulted with a Bracer Guild first, seeing as this pertained to civil safety. But they told me there was a party from Erebonia acting in Arkwright Solutions that some of whom were involved in orbital bike development. This also being an orbital bike matter, I decided you would be better suited to taking it on. Ah, so that's it. It makes me wish we brought George and Angelica with us. Sounds like Alex has our backs though, as far as pushing work on us goes. At any rate, I'd be much obliged if you could hear out my request. Mr. Mechanic in charge of maintenance. If there's anything you don't understand about the job, talk to him. The name is Hong Lee. Nice to meet you. Another part of my resume I expected to land me work in the Republic. But hey, no complaints here, so give us the deets. Your test bikes are on the fritz or something? Yes, according to the reports we've received from the customers taking our bikes out on test drives. Apparently they experience engine stoppage or abnormal motor rotation under specific conditions. It hasn't caused any runaways or other full-blown accidents yet, but it's only a matter of time. Under specific circumstances, you say? How curious. I should also mention that we disassembled the bike to inspect, but none of the components are worn, damaged, or out of specification. On top of that, only our demo models are affected. There have been no reports on the ones being sold. Ah, that's another order you keep in mind then. Especially if checking the parts didn't bring you any closer to the cause. Actually riding the bike and reproducing the condition would definitely narrow down the candidates. Though, of course, that would be a dicey proposition. No worse than any of the shit we've trudged through already. In fact, I'd say that makes us even more qualified. You're certainly eager to dive headlong into peril. I guess that's to be expected from pioneers of orbital biking. So does that mean we can count on your aid? Leave it to us. No matter the course, if there's any chance of an accident, then it's best dealt with as soon as possible. Oh, wonderful. I couldn't possibly be more grateful or tremendously relieved at that. Our pleasure. Now, could you start by showing us the bikes in question? Yes, follow me.
Let's see what we can do.
This is one of our demo models used at the Motor Pavilion. No signs of faulty maintenance or missing parts that I can see. Yeah, nothing strikes as out of the ordinary, to the best of our know-how anyway. I've performed a shard echo detection as well, but there doesn't appear to be any internal damage. This might be as far as we can get when it isn't running. In that case, yep, onto the quick and dirty method. As I thought, actually seeing it go out of order mid-drive will be our most reliable bet. Would you mind us taking a bike out for a short road test? Not like we didn't already figure out there'd be some risk. It'll be back in one piece before you know it. By all means, go right ahead. Before that, you also mentioned that the malfunction only happened under specific conditions. Could you tell us more about that? Of course, they're prone to occurring during sudden accelerations and decelerations, tight turns, or other sharp movements. Or in more extreme cases, while performing stunts such as wheelies or drifts. Customers who engage in these acts will reportedly experience sudden engine cutoffs and brake failures. You've got to be kind of a tool to pull off that stunt on borrowed property, test drive or not. But on the flip side, that means a safe driver wouldn't have half as many problems. Regardless, so long as the cause remains unknown, the latent risk may be no different. Right, we can't afford to ignore this. A deeper investigation will go a long way here. Great, then the two of us will take one of these puppies out for a spin. Alright, we appreciate you putting yourself in harm's way for this. Rean and Crow then took a demo bike out for a test drive out on the national highway just outside Basel. The pair would swap between it and Crow's bike, which were also brought in case of emergency. We're pushing 800 cells an hour. How's it going? Any problems yet? Nope, far from it. It's been perfectly stable so far. There's not much vibration or noise either. It makes for a pretty comfortable ride, actually. Mind if we switch off? Yep, doesn't race as fast if I up the speed while driving normally. Also long just as smooth as my own wheels too. What if we try this? $1,250 circ per hour now, any luck? I opened the throttle pretty hard, but still no dice. If only we had a better idea of what it takes to make this thing go haywire. What now? Trying to replicate the conditions I mentioned is getting us nowhere. But unlike other folks who demoed these bikes didn't know squat about them acting screwy. Could be there's some element we're subconsciously overlooking here? Mummies! Hey, Imperial Heroes. Short time no see. You guys checking out the sights? Boy, I can't say it looks like you're having much fun. Major Milia. Wait, didn't you have to return to base? You're a little off track if you haven't noticed. Oh, I'm just touring around. My schedule's about to be packed solid, so I figured I'd wrap up with a quick run through this route. I see. Well, not to interrupt, but do you think we could pick your brain for a second? We explained the situation to Major Milia. Gotcha. In that case, how about the three of us have ourselves a race? A race? Now there's a good way to push this thing into going out of whack. No better excuse to tear up the pavement and bust all the stunts. Exactly. Try to force the issue. You could be at it forever. But cutting loose with a little competition instead will let the problem replicate itself naturally. It does make a certain sort of sense. Alright, I'm convinced. Consider a challenge accepted. Something tells me I just want to have one last showdown to forward. Oh, am I that obvious? Give me some credit, though. If there's orbital bike trouble, you can bet I'll chip in. Still, a race is a race. You better take it seriously. Hey, say no more. After all the guinea pig work we did for these things back in our Bonia, phoning it in just ain't an option. Right, even if we won out in the end, today's training exercise taught us the hard way not to underestimate you. So if it's a battle of the bikes you want, Major Milia, it's a battle you get. Alright, now that I'm all warmed up, ladies first, gents. The fastest chick on 2 wheels doesn't play around. Fine, time to show off the custom work I've done in the 3 cities. They sure fight up, guess I'd better match them. Well, well, look at you two locking in. Okay then, how do you like this? She's a professional, right? Don't throw in the towel just yet, we got a rep to uphold here. Catch her on the bend up ahead, Rean. On it. We won't push this bike to its breaking point anytime soon unless I have a right to win. Should have known you'd keep up. Still a hair behind. Major Emilia's skills are on a whole nother level. That much is obvious, but the same could be said for her bike's performance too. Speed is her style, so odds are it's customized for acceleration. Which means my best shot of beating her is to... And if it's made for acceleration, I doubt I could pass her by accelerating, you know? She has the edge when it comes to sprinting, so instead... Playing it safe, huh? You do that while I widen my lead. A turbocharger may be impressive, but there will be an opening once she's finished accelerating. You caught up? Not just that, I'm blowing straight past you. There's no way you can use a boost that powerful back-to-back. Nicely played. Let me guess, you goaded me into going full throttle just before we got to the bend? That way the time would line right up with that turbocharger's cooldown period. Talk about thinking out of the curve. Gotta give you props, Rean. Okay, time to really step on it. Don't tell me. Just when things are heating up. You got back there, Rean? I should be able to keep my balance until it slows down enough, but the engine... Yeah, it looks like it's completely shut itself off. Ugh, made it through somehow. Hey, it takes skill rolling to a stop that clean. But anyhow, 100 to 1 says we just found our malfunction. Right, there's no smoke coming out and I didn't hear any parts breaking. The gauges don't suggest it had overheated either. Better pop it open and look inside then, only question is where. There's something about the way the engine died. Mind letting me take a peek at the speed limiter and safety devices? The limiter and safety device, you don't suppose... Had my doubts, but yep, I was right on the mark. Looks like the limiter sent a signal to all the safety devices at once, forcing the engine to shut off. So it's just effective? You'd think anybody involved would have been able to guess that much. Not an effect, actually. Everything was operating exactly as intended. In other words, it was engineered to work like this on purpose. Much as I hate to say it, yeah. Someone tampered with the parameters so that the system would overreact to sudden accelerations and turns. What's more, they installed a mechanism that sends a kill command to the whole drive line at once. Sounds like a pretty elaborate setup to me. Not exactly a long list of people who could have done that much tinkering. Good point. Sounds like you guys are onto something. I'll just go ahead and get out of your hair then. Leaving so soon? Yep, that's enough distraction for one day. They've already got plans after this. Shame if we had to cut the race short halfway through, but you guys made it one hell of a bout. And if it helped you out at the same time, even better. For sure, thanks again, Major Amelia. It's because of you that we got to the truth behind this case. I didn't expect it to compete against you again either, much less in a scenario like this. It was a good opportunity to redeem ourselves. For what? You guys were the ones who won the training exercise. Still glad we can all walk away from this with no regrets. Well, that's that. Ready to head back now that we know the problem? Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant to bring it up out in the open. But we need to cut right to the heart of things in order to resolve this. What a story, I'm just glad you went hot, Rean. So with Major Amelia's help you managed to ascertain the cause? Yep, turns out this was no defect at all. It's by design. Care to explain why that's the case, Hong Li? What do you mean? The bikes were acting up because their limiters and safety devices had been tampered with. Makes sense you couldn't figure it out when you were only looking for something out of order. It follows that the person with access to the demo bikes, and only the demo bikes, would be the one in charge of their maintenance. Am I wrong, Hong Li? No hiding it now, I suppose. You're right, it was all me. But why would you do such a thing? You must have had a motive. Look, I can see the logic in appealing to customers and outshining competitors. But our higher-ups took it further than I could stand. The publicity they've been pushing is all about flashy stunts and breakneck speeds. That's constantly incited customers to drive our test bikes recklessly. Hong Li. I told them to reconsider, but my frontline feedback just got smothered out instead. All that tells me is that our PR department prioritized profits over human lives. So you took it upon yourself to augment the safety devices in excess with the intent of curtailing the reckless driving itself? The way it sounds, heartbreaking and sudden engine shutdowns come with their own risks. I mean, we wound up in a pretty tight spot, right? Yeah, my balance was thrown off all at once, out of nowhere. Even when trying to recover, I couldn't adjust the RPM to do so. To be fair, it is probably less likely to cause a major accident than driving like a maniac. But let's be real, less dangerous doesn't equal safe. You say that like it's something I don't realize, but this was the only way I could protest. Nothing else, I need to spur the higher-ups and to re-examine their policies. Hong Li, your motives aren't unreasonable. It's a deep-rooted issue, one that can be traced back to the marketing division's disregard for safety. I understand now, both the situation and how you feel, Hong Li. It's a dagger to my chest, really. Put a lot of trust in you and your abilities. But as a manager, I have to notify my superiors of this. In which case, the logical outcome will be a disciplinary dismissal. That won't solve the fundamental problem here, though. I sympathize with him wholeheartedly, and losing such an excellent mechanic will be a heavy blow. But even so, it's my responsibility to make a report. Tell me, how do you think I should handle this? No serious accidents have occurred thus far, and it's possible that some were even prevented due to his unauthorized measures. Knowing that this matter is too complex to close out with just a simple punishment, at least in my eyes. So, alright then, give us a moment to mull it over. What do you guys think would be appropriate considering their positions? Pretend it was a trial one. Actually, who said it has to be a big deal? Sure, the safety upgrades didn't pass quality assurance testing, but it's not like anyone got hurt. Of course, they're still gonna have to get nixed the way he's dialed those emergency brakes up to 11. Yes, you're absolutely right. Gosh, very lucky to have your help with this trial run. My deepest apologies, Hong Li, but I regret to inform you that your improvement proposal is hereby denied. There are limits to what can be achieved on site, as it turns out. Huh? Oh, I get it. Spin things that way and we can sweep it under the rug. I don't know, I mean, this isn't exactly honest. If anything, it's just plain lying. But then again, I guess that's crow for you. It's also for a fact, however, that these adjustments were proven to prevent willfully reckless driving. So this isn't necessarily a complete fabrication, depending on your point of view. Can't say I'm totally on board with the idea, but certainly is Crow's kind of solution. Well, there you have it, Hong Li. Now that the testing process is wrapped up, could you fix those spies back to how they were for us? Yeah, denied means denied, sides away. They are now probably more dangerous, ironically enough. So make sure to get every last one of them back up to spec, capiche? No ifs, ands, and buts? Thank you so much. I'll never forget the kindness you've shown in giving me this second chance. Well, now that that's settled, go and reset those safety devices on a double. While you focus on that, I prepare a report for my superiors. Yes, sir. Alright, next comes the challenging part, getting ex post facto approval for this trial run. I just have to be careful so that there's no cracks in our story in the future. Well, hey, if you run into any snacks down the road, just give me a call. Dealing with cases like these is a freelance contractor specialty. After that, Hong Li restored the test bikes to their original state. Tao Ming then prepared the documents to turn this incident into an official test. Thank you once again. This whole affair could have seriously tanked our company's reputation. We just did what we could to help, that's all. Glad it made a difference in the end, though. Take it from somebody who's had a hand in this business. You guys got a lot of good stuff going on. I second that. Sure, but we also got a glimpse into the dark side of the industry. You wouldn't see this sort of thing at Reinford. Or is that wishful thinking? There were some factional disputes in the past, but all should be well after the decisive measures Alisa took. Well, unlike them, the Wrong Group's organizational structure adds a layer of difficulty when it comes to sweeping reforms. Nevertheless, I'm hopeful that this will serve as a springboard toward improving upon these issues, if only slightly. Rest assured, I won't let all the good you've done for us go to waste. We appreciate that. Helping Orbital Bikes reach new heights and wider audiences is more than enough of a reward for us.
Looks like our work here is done.
Our reward's been deposited.
Good. Can we watch another movie?
Have your eye on anything in particular?
Thank you very much.
Please, take your time. Welcome. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Fotoa.
Thank you very much.
Ist hier und...
Allow me to assist. I hope to see you again.
So.
can I help you?
Crimson Fist. A lonesome girl named Beth, born in the slums, turned to a life of crime and ended up in prison. But one day she received a letter that would change her life. It was from a man named Mikey, who had once made a name for himself as a boxing trainer. You got a talent for boxing, kid. You just gotta hone your skills. Although Beth scoffed at the letter at first, as time went on, she eventually decided to start training on her own. Eventually, the day of her release came, and Mikey was right there waiting for her, inviting her to train with him and become a champion. But the path of a pro boxer was more arduous than she ever could have imagined. Mikey, who had become a mentor to her like none other, was diagnosed with an incurable disease just before the biggest match of her career. After he fell into a deep coma, when the doctor said he'd never recover from, Beth was forced to go it alone.
And Beth's down on the mat yet again! Could it be that her opponent, the welterweight champion Grizzly Bonanza, is just too far beyond her to beat?
It's no good. She'll never beat that monster.
I hate to say it, but maybe she should just stay down.
Get up! On your feet, Beth!
I can't see. Everything's going dark. Mikey, I can't.
Listen up, Beth. You got a natural talent for this sport.
Mikey?
But before you can go anywhere, you gotta believe in yourself. Work on those moves. And don't do it for me. Do it for your future. All that strength you've been building up, it ain't gonna let you down. I know it'll point you in the right direction when you're up against the wall.
That's right. Mikey believed in me. The most important thing you gave me is right here inside me. Coursing through my blood and my fists. Believe, Beth. Believe in all those days of training. Believe in yourself.
Gotcha!
She nailed her! That was a perfectly clean hit!
Thanks, Mikey. I promise I'm gonna bring that belt home for you.
Wow, Nia brought a ton of energy to that role. Agreed, it was even a bit overwhelming at times. I felt myself almost intimidated by some of the scenes. I've seen other movies she's been in, but I was pretty surprised by how this one turned out. Yeah, for me it was almost like I could sense her presence, even through the screen. Eastern martial arts call it chi. During sword fights, it's something I feel all around me, striking the air like tremors. The movie gave me the same feeling. I guess her putting her all into her acting could be considered similar to a martial artist's dedication. Damn, I was feeling like the real deal to a divine blade. Nina must have really done her homework for the role. Though it does make you wonder if that was all really just acting. Could be she's actually got the guts to bet her life, same as her character. Either way, her acting was amazing. Loved her moxie, her genuine feelings for Mikey seemed. But her fight scenes were also next level. For real, the weight she put behind her punches made them feel, like she was actually punching the other person. When she fell to the ground, it was so convincing. I almost felt it myself. Apparently, in some older movies, there were times where the actors really did hit each other. They couldn't let Nina do that, of course, but good acting and editing can help make it still feel believable. It felt as though I was actually watching the match from a front row of a ring. The power of film and acting truly is something to behold. Maybe she's a method actress. Is that really enough to explain all the chi I felt? It was almost like it wasn't just acting. It was as if she took a real person and recreated them down to the smallest detail.
Are your plans decided?
Thanks!
Let's make tracks.
Is Daddy gonna be late again?
Oh no, CEO. There's been some of our unsavory office gossip among Werner employees and associates about our returning CEO Bill 1000. If it spreads any further and his name gets dragged through the mud, maybe pushed out yet again. Would you be able to look into the rumors?
Knowing Jiskar, it'll come out perfect.
Ah, there's Emilia with
What do
her
you
dad.
Come again.
Oh, hey. Thanks for earlier.
Good evening. Out enjoying the sights?
Major Emilia and General Harring? Hello. I take it you two are here for dessert?
Yes, we'll be returning to Zeku when we're done. But it's been a while since I last met my daughter outside of work, so we decided to have some new store together.
Sure did. And I ordered a whole one, so we've got plenty. If you'd like, you're welcome to join us. Think of it as my way of making it up to the ladies for being so brash earlier.
I guess we can take you up on that. Well, Professor did already tweet us to the same thing in this breakfast. Indeed, every restaurant and family has their own unique news torture recipe, it seems. I look forward to trying it. It'd be our pleasure to join you.
I apologize for my incorrigible daughter.
No, don't be sorry. It's on us for being caught so flat-footed. You can just chalk that up to our lack of experience. Hey, I'm not one to look at cheek-packing gift horse in my mouth, but... anyway, yeah, she definitely blindsided me there for sure. Ah, interesting. So you didn't get to see each other much during the planning phase? Nope, this guy has buried in work, being in charge of the whole op and all. I've been stuck doing training, and more training. Poor Papa, you must be so lonely without me around. Were you a more disciplined daughter, perhaps I would be. Yet you did things like joining the military in spite of my objections, and worked your way up the ranks until you became an ace pilot. When you volunteered for the front lines and for war, it may have earned you military accolades, but it came at the price of injury and early retirement. You're still holding that over my head? Come on, I helped stop the invasion right out of the gate, so cut me some slack. And hey, even if it's only a temporary thing, I'm back in the game now, aren't I? You can never keep a good military gal down. I suppose I can't argue with you on that point. You say this is a temporary arrangement. What do you plan to do once the project is over then? Gonna hang up a military cap again? That's more or less a plan, yeah? But it may depend on how negotiations go for people higher up in the pecking order. For the record, I will have no say in that. You'll need to make your case with military affairs yourself. Seriously? That's just great. I'd have an easier time bargaining with a brick wall. You sure you want us hearing this stuff? Still, you two seem really close. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Might be partly because my mom passed away early on. I also used to go camping with him as a kid whenever he was on leave. She can be quite the handful at times, but honestly, that's part of what makes her so endearing to me. It pains me thinking this might be the last time we can meet together like this. Huh? Because of rocket launch, I'm guessing? Yeah, I mean, it will be the first attempt of its kind in human history, so the chance of everything going belly up isn't zero. Still, it's probably safer than when I was hauling ass making deliveries on S-level difficulty routes. Don't equate your reckless bouts of whimsy with something as important as a rocket launch. I'm guessing that's what you did for rehab after your injury. I've heard the delivery woman Harrings has dropped by the Free Cities on business from time to time. Yeah, and I've heard about all the things you got up to that too, freelance contractor Armbrust. From cracking down on human traffickers to mediating corporate disputes, you've got quite the resume. You're more like a spring than a bracer, but the cases you handle are on a much larger scale by the sound of it. Someone's done their homework, take it you've studied up on my past too? That's a given. But rest assured your criminal history in the Empire is of no concern to us. Like with Schwartz, I thoroughly scrutinized the CID report on you, and after the fact I gave your invitation my stamp of approval. I neglected to express my gratitude during the social gathering due to all the people in attendance. Thank you, it's because of you that the program's chance of success has gone up, even if only slightly. I'm grateful to you, both as a man in charge of a project, as the father of a woman before you. Huh? General? I'll be frank, I still think this whole thing is suspicious as all get out, but I take your thanks as face value for now. I don't know if it's our place to ask, but what are the odds of success? How should I put this? Let's just say I have reason to think it'll be higher than the time when you dispelled the twilight.
Please, just leave it to us this time. You can count on us to beat the odds. Same as you, with our own two hands.
Sorry about her. She has a bit of a flair for the dramatic. Anyway, I heard from Kincaid that you're headed to the capital tomorrow. I understand you'll be taking part in the launch ceremony. So I hope you'll enjoy the show.
I'm sure we will. Good luck. We'll be rooting for you. You've got spirit, I give you that. In fact, I'd go so far as to bet half my chips on your chances. Afterwards, Rean's group thanked the Harrings for the tart and coffee, and then they went on their way. Talk about having white-knuckle determination. Like, damn. I know what you mean. Honestly, though, I can't get a read on how they truly feel about the program. But I can tell they're dead set on making it a success, and I'm sure the same is true for the president. Personally, I think it's fishy that they just move forward while withholding information from not only other countries, but also the guild. It doesn't look like they're doing this for personal gains, or even that they're acting only in the interest of a country, so what's their aim? Good question. Regardless, the notion of standing to the side and simply watching these events unfold doesn't sit well with me. I feel much the same way now as I did when Mil Mirage was proposed as a countermeasure to Jormungandr. Instead of chaining our fate to that plan, we, the Radiant Wings, took to the skies and charted our own course. Yeah, that's exactly right. And if we're to do the same here, then at the very least we need to get to the bottom of just what it is we're preparing for. Like with a great Twilight, there's something more going on here than meets the eye. Until we know what that something is, I think we should hold off on making any moves. Makes sense? Okay, now that we've owned in on what we need to do, are you guys ready to get to work? I certainly am. Let's do this, everyone. Not just because it's a forced way of doing things, but because our Calvadian neighbors need our help. Good, but I quickly want to go to the shop just before I end the episode.
Skies are generally sunny from central.
No, come again. What would you like? Come again.
Good, okay. And with that, as I said, I end the episode here. Until next time, when we deal with the next 4 SPG and probably look into the Institute of Science as well. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.